Good morning, everybody. Is there a little feedback? Did I hear feedback? Yeah, I do. Just make sure everything's we're using. If this looks different, it's because it is. Yours truly left some important equipment behind. Let me get some music in your ear. Wonderful. Because we're about to hear one of my favorite features of Christmas time here on KWFC. The Christmas is. Thank you for watching in. And for those of you that are watching in a little bit later, chime in. I mean, add to the comments because this is something a lot of people will watch later. In fact, more people watch later than watching the live. So I'll give you the rest of Brian Free and Insurance, and then here comes Christmas is on KWFC. Here it is.
We don't pay much attention to names today. They carry very little significance to us. They identify us, but they don't describe us. We can know a person's name without having the slightest idea what he's like. But the Hebrews believed that the name was an integral part of their personality. It spoke of character. If you heard someone's name, you knew what kind of person he was. For instance, the name Jacob indicated that he was a wily supplanter who could not be trusted. Barak means lightning. He was the kind of man who could strike anywhere without warning. Caleb was a dog to be despised. Deborah means bee, the insect. She could be as sweet as honey, but she never lost her sting. And Huldah was a weasel. In like manner, the name of a place described its outstanding feature. Carmel was a garden land. Gibeah was a hill, and Horeb was dry. If you knew the name of the place, you had a good idea of what to expect when you got there. So you can see that the name chosen for God's Son was important. So important that it was determined in the councils of heaven. And lest there be any doubt about it, it was revealed to both Joseph and Mary. Today, there is no name in the world so widely known and honored. There is no name so often remembered and so greatly loved. There is no name more precious to young and old alike. It is the name that means deliverer, rescuer, savior. The angel said it. Call his name Jesus.
Oh, that's why there's a Christmas Day.
This is Derek Johnson in the Regeneration, wanting to remind you that Christmas is love in focus.
Isn't that precious? I just love that. I love those features that we get to pull out of the closet once a year in our Christmas celebration. Derek Johnson and the Regeneration with Christmas is. We air that a few times a day, all the way up and through Christmas Day on our special KWC Christmas celebration. Good morning. Got a lot of people watching in on Facebook and YouTube for our Friday Live. If you want to carry on with most of the conversation, I'm just going to get it started here on this break, and then you can join us on the Friday Live for your input on some of the things that stirred us. What were some of the top things that moved us in 2025? This thought occurred to me yesterday when Time Magazine uncorked their revelation of the Person of the Year. The Time Magazine Person of the Year, looking back at 2025, that'll come up in their January issue, is AI architects. All we've heard is AI, the encroaching power of the computer-aided mind. AI architects. They are the Time Magazine Person of the Year, looking back at 2025. You might have other candidates in mind, but I don't know that I disagree with that one. They may be a few years behind, honestly, in acknowledging that, but they made the front cover coming up in January. All right, so some of the stories that moved us, and please comment along if you got Scotty Inman. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for checking in on us. Loving your song. It's Christmas, y'all. Great work on that, and congratulations on all the things going on. It's good. It was a good year to be Scotty Inman. That's all I remember from looking back at 2025. Pretty good year to be Scotty. Stories that moved us. What would you think some of the top stories? Now, some of these I kind of looked up from the AP and different news sources, things. It's funny to me because I honestly, I was looking at viral moments. Just go ahead and search up most viral moments of 2025, and you'll get a goulash of answers, depending on your source. Could be TikTok, could be Facebook, could be X, could be Instagram, could be you name it. They all have They all have their own top lists of the stories that moved us in 2025. But the news stories. I'm just going to hit a few, and then we can have a little discussion here and get back into the songs here. I think you probably have to give the Israeli conflict in Gaza probably still led the headlines. I know it was 2 years into that war, that conflict, but that was still probably the driving story of 2025, if not ICE and deportations here in the last several months of 2025. That had to be a top story. By the way, throw in if you think I'm way off base. Dave, you are crazy. That wasn't even close. Um, sadly, one of the stories that came to my mind in thinking back and looking over this past year. You remember back in the summertime when they had that horrific flood there in Hill Country, Texas, and the girls Mystic Girls Camp that was flooded out, and several girls, well, people, but sadly, some little girls perished in that flood there in Texas. That was a top story looking back at 2025. Um, the LA Palisades fire, that was a big deal, and that's how the year started. Remember, the year started with the big fire there in LA, and then we got a new pope this year. Pope Francis passed away. Pope Leo the 14th was named the new pope. That was a big story. I don't know what religious persuasion you are, but you got to recognize that moved a lot of the earth right there in the changing out of a pope. And then I'm going to leave it with this, and we'll go into some of the things that some of the viral moments. We can talk about the stories here too if you want to throw in there. Good morning, Jan Tina, visiting with us online. Charlie Kirk, the assassination, the murder of Charlie Kirk. Had to be for Dave Taylor. For Dave Taylor, that was probably the most impactful story of 2025. That young man would pay the ultimate price for his testimony and for his evangelistic work. You can say it's political all you want. You can try to convince me of that, but this was an absolute spiritual crime, if you will, that was perpetrated on a guy that was very effective. And I'm praying for many lights to come and replace his. So Charlie Kirk was my top story, but the others I understand. I understand worldwide. Probably move north. So it's kind of a look back at some of the things in 2025. Join us on our Friday Live Facebook and YouTube for more of the conversations. We'll be back to the Christmas music here with Southbound on the Sound of Christmas, KWFC. What you think, y'all? What you thinking? John Tina, it's good to see you. Kathy, good to see you. Chime in here if you got another story. What meant a lot to you? We can get into some fun things like the word of the year. I hope that Webster's comes up with something better than the folks at dictionary.com. Dictionary.com came up with that. I guess it was some lyric from Skrilla, the pop artist Skrilla, the 6'7". Did you ever get hit with 6'7" in any conversation? 6'7". You don't say 67. You will say you're old. You got to say 6'7". That's how so it's told. 6'7". Good morning, Terry. Good to see you. That was dictionary.com's word of the year was 6'7". What? It means nothing. Literally. Look it up if you don't believe me. 6'7" has no meaning. There's not a thing to it. It's just 6'7". If you say it, you're cool. I don't say it, so I'm not cool, right? Everybody already knew that. Everybody knew Dave wasn't cool. Let's see here. Viral moments. Please chime in. Put in the comments there. Top stories that moved you, and let's kind of reminisce a little bit over the year that was. I'll leave it with this and let you comment in here this morning because many people listen later. They just watch in later. Viral moment. Was there a more viral moment in social media and then really in our culture than the Coldplay couple? You know what I'm talking about? The couple that was caught on Kiss Cam. They're all snuggled up and cozy together, but they were not married to each other. That was such a sad story, but then, I mean, isn't it just like the world wants to encourage those kind of relationships? And then when you're caught, wants to chew you up and spit you out like they did this couple. We won't go into names or anything along that line, but you know the couple I'm talking about. They were at the concert. They were caught on Kiss Cam, all snuggled up and cozy, and their reaction, had they just kind of held it there and, just kind of faded off camera, whatever, Probably would not have made the big splash, but the reaction brought all the house down there. Good morning, Mark Giles. Good to see you, bud. Glad you're checking in. Um, Yantina wants to know what a new Christmas topic you want to introduce ministry wise or family wise. Christmas. I have to think about that one a little bit, Yantina. Don't know. What do you have in mind? Give me a spark of a thought of what's on your mind on this Christmas and ministry. I always think of loving your neighbor, the great commandment, love God, love your neighbor. That is rest on me. When we talk about Charlie Kirk, I will tell you this: he was making a difference. Charlie, incredible influence in his young years, and I will not forget what happened to him. I will not. I will purposefully not forget, and I don't think we should. I think it's a stark reminder to us of the spiritual warfare that we're involved in. So why would I? Why would I forget what happened? Am I going to just base everything and bring him up in every conversation? No, but he inspired me. He inspired me. So, Yantina, in your question and answer to your question, I've really been kind of moved about the great commandment to love God with all my heart, soul, mind, and spirit. Or I'm sorry, my body, my, my heart, soul, mind, and strength. my body. And lean into the God given, because in this world, we just don't know what we're watching is real. There's an artificial mind, there's an artificial body, robotics, but only God gives us heart and soul. Lean into those and then love your neighbor as yourself. I don't know if that answered your question, Yantina, but that's where I'm at. Joe, good to see you, buddy. And Joey, good morning. You guys, thanks for checking in and hopping on here. What were some of the top stories, some of the things that moved you in 2025? I'm going to get off of here for a minute and let you all just kind of add the comments and encourage one another with some things that meant a lot to you, stories. Maybe some viral moments you thought was funny. Share the cat video if that's what moved you in this past year. But can you believe we're already there? Can you believe that we're already saying goodbye to 2025? Just a couple more Fridays left in the year. I love y'all. Thank you for checking in and wishing you a very Merry Christmas. Next week, I'm going to have fun with one of the most iconic people of Christmas, and you don't even know his name. I promise you. If you do, you'll double impress me, and I might even send you something for it if you do. But I'm going to make you wait on this one. I'm going to give you what the industry calls the big teaser next Friday on our Friday Live. I'm going to pay homage to one of the best characters of Christmas, and you don't even know his name. So be listening in and watching in next week for our Friday Live. God bless you all. Thank you for letting me be a part of this short and sweet hop on here for our Friday Live. I will see you next week.